up everybody, and welcome back to another Tips Tuesday. Today I'm going to be giving you guys some advice for when you are moving out of state. My husband and I recently moved to Wilmington, North Carolina about 2 months ago, and there were some things that we learned from our trip that I would like to share with you. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's get on with the video. So the format of today's video is going to be just a little different. I wanted to do it in more of a story time sort of format because, well, I'm giving you advice from my experience. So the first thing I'm going to tell you guys is to start saving as soon as possible. It costs a decent chunk of change to move out of state, especially if you are hiring movers or renting a truck. To rent a truck to move out of state, you normally have to rent it for a minimum of 5 days, depending on where you're going and where you're coming from. And that can cost about $2,000. Now, we were going to go that route, but my mom has a giant 15-passenger van, and she was like, oh, well, just let me save you the $2,000 and I'll drive you. Just pay for my gas. So we went that route. But the other thing is with going with the smaller vehicle, we did have to get rid of a bit more stuff. So that brings me to another point. Get rid of anything you don't absolutely need. If it's just like half-empty things of coffee, throw them out. If they're something super cheap that you can buy again for very cheap, throw it out. Or, well, donate it if you can. Or if it's something like, if you're purging through your clothes and you find a bunch that you don't need or want anymore, maybe try and sell them on the Facebook Marketplace. We sold a few things on the Facebook Marketplace, and it helped us generate a little bit more cash for our trip. Another thing you can do to help save space if needed is you can pack in the sense of labeling boxes need, want, or can buy again. We did that, and that helped us a lot because we actually did have to get rid of a few boxes. We just had family members take them to Goodwill when we left. But doing that saves you the time of, if you don't have enough room and you have to start going through boxes like, what's in here that I can get rid of, you already have those boxes labeled. So we bought this thing. It's like a giant heavy-duty saran wrap on a stick, and that was extremely helpful for condensing big objects. So we wanted to bring our desks, but obviously you can't have room for giant desks when you don't have a lot of room. So what we did is we took them apart, and we put the screws in a little ziplocky and taped it to like the desk, and then we saran wrapped it together, and it stayed together very well. So on the note of boxes, I don't want you guys to spend a bunch of money on boxes, because if you go to U-Haul and buy boxes for your move, it can get pretty pricey. So you can get boxes for free. It is very, very simple to get boxes for free. Now what we did is we went to Walmart, and our Walmart back in Cedar Rapids normally would unstock on Thursday nights. So on a Thursday night, we went to Walmart and saw a bunch of carts full of boxes and just asked them nicely, hey, would it be all right if we took some of these boxes? Now, not every single one of those boxes is going to be nice, so I suggest kind of flipping through them and finding the nice ones, but that saved us a lot of money, and we didn't pay for a single box. We did buy some bubble wrap for our very fragiles in the kitchen. If you're a Target kind of person, I'm sorry, don't buy your bubble wrap at Target. They were charging $16 for the same amount that you could get at Walmart for $16, but it was like this much. So go to Walmart to get your bubble wrap. It costs like 16 bucks, and you get like a huge thing. So if you're moving into a house, obviously that's a whole nother process. In this video, I'll be talking about moving into an apartment, since that is what me and Spencer did. One thing I'll say about the apartment is that working with an apartment complex from out of state will be a pain in the butt. I promise you, it's you're just like, why do they have to make this so complicated? But it will be worth it, so stick with it. They often require you to have an in-state job to prove your income in the state before they'll allow you to move there. That was something that was a little slightly tricky for us, but I worked at Panera in Cedar Rapids, so I just got them to transfer me down here. So I had the letter from Panera. So if you're moving from out of state, either try and work a job that will transfer you down here, or try and find an employer that will hire you before you even get here. On the other note of the apartment complex, Spencer and I weren't able to tour our apartment, and we didn't know anybody down here who could tour it for us. So we kind of were going blindly into this situation. It was in our price range, and it seemed pretty nice from online and whatnot, and it's decent. It's not the nicest place in the world. It's not the worst place in the world. I mean, yeah, it's alright. But I don't think this would have been the apartment complex that we chose had we been given the chance to tour them, if that makes sense. So I know it can cost a lot of money getting to the state to tour. So a lot of states will have groups on Facebook, and you can ask them, hey, is this nice? Or hey, is anybody willing to video chat me while you go tour this apartment complex for me? Maybe you could PayPal them some cash for doing that for you. But it's definitely something I suggest on getting somebody to tour or having the ability to tour the place. If you do decide to go with a moving company or a truck rental company such as U-Haul, double, triple, quadruple check your reservation information and everything. Like U-Haul, we were going to go with them at the start, so we made a reservation and they had us for the month ahead, and then they had us for like the week ahead, and then they had us for the wrong rental, and then they had our names wrong. So just when you're making your reservation, sit down with the person, have them tell you the information over again, ask maybe if you could see the information printed out just to make sure everything's correct. But one of the main things I want to tell you guys is moving to a new state is an adventure, and it's fun and it's scary and it's crazy all at the same time. And there will be moments where you're like, oh my god, can I really do this? Am I really doing this? Like, will we be okay once we get there? Do we have the money? Like, what if we run out of money? But it's absolutely worth it. Once you're there, you'll be so happy that you made that move. Just don't forget to make your move an adventure. Make it fun, stop at places, don't stress yourself out, don't feel like, oh, we have to get there by such and such time, or the apartment won't let us in. No, they'll be open. Try and shoot for between the hours that they're gonna be there, but you don't have to be there right when they open. So I don't know, just make sure you have fun, and it's another huge step in your life, and you're gonna feel it along the way, and it'll be really nice. So if you're scared, just know that it'll be great. As soon as Spencer and I got to Wilmington, we felt instantly happier. Even though we aren't the happiest with our apartment, the town, the ocean, the view, everything, the weather here is just amazing. It made our souls feel so much lighter to get out and to be on this journey. And so far, we have absolutely no regrets. We love it here, and we're making the most of our time, and we just have seen such an improvement in our moods and how we are since we've moved. So I'd say, if you're thinking about it, the thing is you can always go back. It's not off the table for us to go back someday. Like, obviously we'll visit Iowa, but if you're wanting to move, if you're wanting to take that step and you don't know if it's 100% what you want to do, I'd say do it. You know, you only get so many chances in your life. If you have to go back, then you can go back. If you decide you want to go back, then you know that at least you tried. So, but anyways, thank you guys so much for sticking around with me today during this Tips Tuesday story time sort of ordeal. I will link my video of Wilmington that I took in the description. There are two. One is of the beach and one is just a quick tour of all the places we love in the town. So if you guys are thinking about moving to Wilmington, I definitely suggest checking those out. We love it here a lot, and the Wilmington, North Carolina one shows a lot of beauty of this town. But anyways, I'll see you guys next week on another Tips Tuesday, and I hope you have a good day.